Hello guys, S2W here as your average consumer with your next casual consumer's perspective review. I have to apologize in advance because for today's detailed look, I will not have an on-feet portion for this sneaker because these are not for myself. I bought these for a friend, so they're not even my size, but they sure are one of the silhouettes that caused a thrill this year in 2017. Today, I have the Adidas Yeezy Powerphase in the gray colorway for a review. Now in Canada, the original creamish colorway of the Yeezy Powerphase was never released here as far as I recall, so this gray Yeezy Powerphase just marked the first release here in Canada. Online at Adidas Canada, they didn't even sell these for some reason as they didn't even go live. I was able to pick this pair up through Livestock, which is a sneaker boutique in Toronto. But for those who don't know, this shoe is created by joint efforts of the athletic giant Adidas with famous American rapper, songwriter, record producer, and fashion designer Kanye West. There was a lot of buzz surrounding this shoe at first because it was extremely limited. Not only that, it was a shoe that's not the regular Yeezy Boost 350 V2s that they kept pumping out. It was something fresh, but at the same time, interesting because this silhouette looked a lot like another shoe from Reebok's archive, the Reebok Workout Plus. Adidas owns Reebok now, so they can reimagine that silhouette to create this Powerphase however they like. But those Reeboks do cost cheaper. So what's so special about these Yeezy Powerphase? Let's take a closer look at these sneakers. While taking these out, it gave me a strong Adidas Stan Smith vibe for some reason. Maybe it's because of the leather upper with a rock hard outsole, but it sure looks vintage already. Coated with a dark gray colorway throughout its whole upper, the only spot that's not in gray is the Adidas retro style branding panel and Kanye's shimmering Calabasas branding, both found on the lateral side of the sneakers. For those who don't know, Calabasas is the city in which Kanye and his family is living in right now, and it's also the name used for his new collection with Adidas Originals. Based on looks, it's honestly a plain classic looking sneaker made out of leather, but holy moly, this leather here is smooth, buttery, and soft as hell. To be exact, the heel portion of this sneaker is the only area with structural leather, and that's only because it's supported with a heel backing to keep our Achilles intact. Even then, the leather out here is still plush enough that you can press into it, which feels really nice in hand. However, this isn't even the most comfortable or luxurious part of the sneaker. Any leather found in front of the Calabasas logo is a whole different kind. You can't see this visually, but this has got to be some of the thinnest leather I've felt in hand. As I've brushed against the wall of the shoes, you can easily make the trail of my fingertips on the outside. This lenient leather stretches all the way to the toe box and then wraps to the medial side as well. I would even say it's soft enough that it might show your toes if the sneaker is too tight on you, but it's definitely a material that surprised me a lot as I didn't expect it to be this delicate. Absolutely exceptional. Other than that, both the lateral and medial side of the shoes sport subtle stitchings to create this iconic 3-stripe branding. Both sides also have perforated holes as well that will air heat out of the sneakers, with additional ventilation spots over the toe box as well. The shoes also come with flat gray laces to stay true to the colorway of the upper. Then under the laces, we'll see a separate tongue made out of puffy leather on the external surface. Again, very lush by touch, whereas on the other side is only mesh. This mesh is also seen on the inner linings of the hindfoot area where our ankles are, which is also padded generously as a comfortable Achilles and ankle rest. Inside the shoe, it comes with non-removable insoles that seems to be glued down pretty shut tight. The insole is in gray as well with the Adidas Originals branding printed at the heel area. Now if we take an insider look, what surprised me the most was not only of the gentle leather found on the outside, but that under this whole piece of leather up front is a furry suede interior. This luxurious material enhances the comfort of the shoe that much more, especially for those who don't like to wear socks, as your feet will be well rested on a premium piece of smooth suede lining. The quality just feels very soft. As for the midsole and outsole, it's your classic rubber cupsole seen on other models from Adidas. It has a unique shape though, almost like two mouth guards, where one is up front at the tip of the shoes while the other is at the end, leaving the middle part thinned out. On the back side of the outsole, we'll also see an extra debossed Adidas branding on both sneakers as well. Flipping over the shoes, the outsole is uniquely grooved to increase traction on the ground. The pattern is also really intriguing, almost like a series of pipes or tube-like system running up and down and diagonally. And of course, they added one last Adidas Originals branding here to show off the shoes. Anyways, this sneaker really did take me by surprise. Many pointed out, including myself, that these felt like old-looking shoes such as the Reebok Workout Plus. However, the material on these is surely something else. I can't vouch for this myself, but from what my friend has told me, the overall comfort feels like wearing a regular Adidas Stan Smith but with a more lenient upper. Sizing wise, he told me true to size worked out for him. The only area that felt narrow was the toe box, whereas the midfoot area looked narrow, but because the leather was so forgiving, it expanded with the feet, he says. He told me that wide footers may go up half a size, but he did mention to be careful for heel slippage, as it seems like the back felt loose. Looks like it's one of those shoes that has a pain for us wide footers. but in my opinion, I think you should get your Adidas Stan Smith sizing. Regardless, feeling these in hand, even though it's made out of leather and a rubber cupsole, this shoe was surprisingly very lightweight. Also nowadays, I feel like everyone is saying how the Adidas Stan Smith models is only for girls. For those who feels that way, I guess now you can buy these Powerphase as a replacement for those. Also, the debate between the Reebok Workout Plus, even though the Reebok is cheaper, to my understanding, the leather and material quality on the Reeboks is just not as great as these Powerphases. The Yeezy Powerphase was $170 Canadian before tax, while the Reebok Workout Plus is $50 cheaper. It really depends if you fancy the better material used on your shoes. The material on these Powerphase though, as long as you have a good quality check pair, is just superb. I kind of feel bummed out that I missed out on these, but with the past 2 months of crazy releases, I just had to be picky on what I buy. I also already have the Adidas Stan Smith to wear, so I didn't really feel the Powerphase was that special for me. However, if you are in need of a retro looking shoe from Adidas, but want to rock something other than the regularly seen Adidas Stan Smith or Adidas Superstars, then these Powerphase is a pretty great option to get. As always, throw me some likes if you like this video, and let me know in the comments what you feel about this shoe. I've heard many bad quality checks on these great Powerphase unfortunately, so for those who are copying from resale, hopefully you can check them out in person before buying. That's it for today, S2W signing off.